What's good, YouTube? How y'all doing today? I just got my hands on a whole bunch of bow footage from a whole bunch of people. I'm gonna try to credit every person I can in this video. I literally tried to gather like every single bow video that I've seen so far, try to break it down, try to get more details. So like I said before on my last video, every time we get a new update or something about the bow, I'm gonna be the first person or one of the first people to cover it, because you know we all about the bow over here. But that's enough talking. Let's get straight into the video, man. Let's go. All right, so one of the first things I wanted to cover is that the bow has a gauge on it. Did not know that. So on the side of the video, as you can see, just look to the side, it's a blue bar. Ultimately, to say you really have an infinite amount of ammo, so you don't run out of power coating or anything. All you have to do is let it recharge. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So I know when I was first watching the trailer and watching the demo and gameplay, I was worried that we only get 8. I thought that was a big downgrade, but since it's a charging system and it just uses charge basically, I think that's a pretty good turnout for it. So I'm excited for that and a couple of more details that I'm getting ready to say later in the video. I don't know the full details, but right now that's what I got. So yes sir. Second thing I wanted to say is that the guiding arrows, so like the tracer arrows, actually take 1 bar of gauge to do that. So you can't just spam it as long as you want to. And as far as I can see, you get 3 blue bars of gauge. So doing the tracer ammo wastes 1. Actually putting a power coating on wastes a bar as well. So if you do a power coating and then do a tracer, you're already going to be at 2 bars. So looking like that's going to really make you be more mindful about how you use in certain attacks. So I'm here for it. All right, so the third thing I wanted to get into is that the gauge can actually be charged up faster just by holding your charge, which is funny as hell, but that's pretty cool. So if you just sit there and charge your arrows, the bar is going to charge faster. And it also, if you do a perfect dodge right on time, indoor dodge, like anything at the exact time, you can get a full bar back. So it's kind of encouraging everybody to be more evasive and to have more skill as long as dodging. So I'm gonna just add this in right now. If you're not playing anything that is working on your reaction and you like the bow, if you want to get into the bow, right now is the perfect time to get in the world or something like that. I have a whole bunch of tutorials on my channel, and I would just get into dodging it and learning how to react, because this game is actually rewarding you for dodging, which is crazy. So if you do a tracer ammo, boom, hit the monster, and then after that immediately just evade, you're going to get that bar right back. It just intertwines so well within each other. So I think that's going to be a really fun and cool aspect of the bow. I'm so glad they put that, because you're getting rewarded for actually having skill and dodging on time for every weapon, not just bow. All right, so the next thing, so the perfect dodge. In the video I was watching with the creator, she was saying that it has to be full for you to do it, but there's certain instances where I look back in the video and seeing that she did it when sometimes it wasn't full. So I'm not really sure about this clarification. I think what she probably meant, or what I misinterpreted, is that you at least have to have a bar, or maybe that wouldn't really make sense, because early in the video I said that you get a bar back from dodging. So why would you have to have a full bar in order to dodge? That's why I'm conflicted, and I think I misinterpreted. I don't know what she meant by that. That's why I'm saying it's kind of iffy. I don't think that's the case, but maybe there's 2 types of dodges, and for I guess the absolute one or the other dodge that maybe I'm missing, that you have to have a full bar. I think there's 2 type of dodges that you can do. I think it's like the perfect technique and then like the regular perfect dodge. Not really sure what's the difference between those 2, but maybe that's what she meant. But if somebody knows, if you can clarify in the comments, I would much appreciate it, and I'll pin the comments so that everybody knows. Another cool thing is that if you successfully dodge an attack, your stamina and your gauge recovers. So you're not just getting your stamina back, which is crazy in itself. So they really, I'm telling you, the skill gap is finna be crazy. That's why I love this game. That's like godsend pretty much, man. If you perfect dodge on time, you can get a gauge back and your stamina. Like literally the whole game is trying to encourage you to try to dodge as much as you can. And this is just a demo, so we're not really seeing every, aspect of the skills and decorations that you can have potentially. So whenever you get your stuff where everything goes right and you grind and get that gear, this is really going to be nasty. The bow is going to be an absolute beast. It's going to be a game changer for definitely. And also, just doesn't cover your stamina and your gauge on the right bar with a blue bar. You actually get 1 extra charge too. So if you successfully dodge, that initial step that you take after the dodge, you'll gain a charge. So you'll have an extra charge level within your your arrows. So it's just the momentum you could use from dodging and correctly, you know, evading attacks is going to be crazy. I think it's going to be a big game changer, definitely. And another thing is seeming like the focus attack or the focus strike along with the bow, when you do like the arc shot into the dragon piercer, none of that takes gauge, which I feel like it shouldn't already, because it takes a while to get that off anyway. So I feel like it shouldn't take a gauge, but that's a good thing. So you can gladly do the focus strike and do all your combos. I think the only thing that takes gauge is your power coating. You know, put it on power coating on takes your gauge. Doing the tracer takes your gauge, but ultimately you can get the gauge back by charging your arrows and also by perfect dodging. So it kind of works itself out. Kind of risk reward. It's kind of just, you just have to have a perfect balance within kind of maintaining your skills and your gauge, also with having enough skill to get it right back if need be. So I think it's a perfect balance. I really did enjoy learning some of this stuff. It's been quite interesting. So I'm really excited and happy for the bow to come out. It's looking pretty good. Another thing too, you can do a sneak attack, and I guess a sneak attack is supposed to be lethal. Developers, one of the game developers said it was supposed to be lethal. On the video I seen they did like 129, so you have to sneak up behind the monster. And initially on the trailer, it also shows the person doing the same move, sneaking up behind the monster. So that's really how you do this move, and it doesn't do that much damage. Like it does a okay number, but the numbers are fixed obviously because we don't have no armor or gear on. So you know, with potentially with some more high ranking stuff, it could really be fatal at that point. But all you got to do it is just press B or O if you're on PlayStation, and B if you're on Xbox. Just sneak up behind the monster and just press B. It's relatively easy to do. Like, I'm pretty sure at a certain point everybody's going to get used to it, but it looks pretty cool. The animation for it, if you slow it down, looks so badass. I know that move originally was on Rise. I like how they incorporated it as a sneak attack for the bow, so that's cool. Potentially it's another focus strike that I'm probably missing. Haven't really seen in all the bow gameplay that I have seen so far. Literally nobody's using the jumping mechanic, so I'm thinking that it's not as useful as it may seem, but I'm going to use it. I know somebody in the near future is going to eventually use it, and when they do use it, I'm gonna make a video on how they use it, how they incorporate it into the fighting style, just everything, like, you know. But I'm just waiting patiently on anybody to use the move. Nobody has even attempted to do that move. And I'm looking at a lot of gameplay. Nobody, bro. Nobody. I've looked at over 10 clips, 10 different people. Nobody has done that move. So hopefully in the future, I know in the future we're going to see that move. And when we do, I'm gonna break it down, see what we can do, what can we do. But so far, yes. Also, if you didn't watch my last video, make sure that you watch that, because I broke down some facts that I just am already assuming everybody watched, because on my channel recently I just been covering the bow. My last 3 videos have been, you know, about both. So if you have not watched them, I would highly recommend you watch everyone, so you can just get caught up on everything that's new with the bow. But if you do the tracer, right, I just want to let you know, in case you're not caught up, if you do the tracer bow and then you try to do a cancel or try to dash or do a charge step, the tracer goes away. So it's none of that fancy smancy stuff. They let us get a lot of new stuff, but they didn't go overboard and make it completely anime and completely just broken. Because if you could do a tracer, pull the arrow out, do a charge step, dodge, perfect dodge, whatever, potentially get the gauge back, hit the monster with a tracer, go into a focus shot, cancel that into a dragon piercer, you know, having enough time. It's just, that's a lot of momentum. That's a lot of, you know, that's a lot of freedom. Couldn't give us that much. You know, I would love that, because if you could do that, potentially I could charge, cancel into a jump, boom, hit the monster with a tracer, come down at the perfect time, dodge, boom, net. Let's get ready to actually make the tracer go off, do 1,000 dragon, boom, do that. Literally, it would be an anime. I'm already thinking about how it would be if you could do that. It would be so amazing. I wish they kind of did it low key, but the possibilities even without that are still relatively good. So regardless, all my bow users, we still eating. It's just, you know, they didn't let us really go crazy. It could have been a lot. you know. So yeah, I'm just happy with what we got. Another good meta technique for the bow that I see a lot of people do usually is that they put the tracer on a monster and then they do 1,000 dragon. 1,000 dragon is one of the most powerful moves that the bow has. Like it does a lot of damage. If you ever play World and you did 1,000 dragon, it does a ton of damage. You don't even need to really aim. So if the monster is down, you could potentially do this as a meta and get a lot of damage in a short amount of time. Or if you're just trying to run around and, you know, dodge it while the tracer is still on it, you can do the dragon piercer or the 1,000 dragon, which I prefer, and both of those moves and just pierce through him and do easy damage. So it's a pretty easy mobile weapon. And also another good weapon technique, and I'm seeing that once you do the focus strike and then you do the dragon piercer, you can kind of spam that. So if the monster is down, I would recommend doing a focus strike into the dragon piercer over and over again. For right now, the focus strike doesn't use any stamina or any gauge, as I'm seeing. I'm gonna put a clip in here. The person does it twice. They do a focus strike and then they do a dragon pierce, and they do it twice without using any stamina or gauge. So if you could do that, potentially that's a good meta technique for doing a lot of damage. But man, that's it. I'm done talking. I just want to discuss the new details about the bow because I love it. If I find out any new details, best believe that I'm gonna make a video about it. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments, how hype are you? I'm really hype. Hopefully this video was really informative to anybody who really wants to play the bow or wants to get into it. I feel like you need to know this information before the game comes out so you can have a head start on anybody. You know, you just want to have a heads up already know what you're doing. So like I said, let me know in the comments, all my bow users, how are you using? Or if you're new to the bow, how are you feeling? Are you excited? Let me know in the comments. Scream hype. You should be happy. At first I was really disappointed in the bow, but seeing the gameplay and seeing the potential it has, oh man, I can't be upset, man. I can really admit when I'm wrong. You know, I was wrong to really be disappointed. We should be happy. I'm happy at least. So yeah, but that's all I got to say. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Have an amazing day. Peace.